understand it's essentially the same unappreciative crowd full of scumbags from last night.
Hello, wrestling fans, and welcome to this week's episode of the Scumbags Wrestling Podcast. I'd like to thank everybody who joins us on all of our multiple platforms, whether it's iTunes, Stitcher, Spotify, Podcoin, or now on iHeartRadio. You can always join us on our Facebook page, where we discuss everything pro wrestling, whether it's AEW, Ring of Honor, New Japan, WWE, Smash Wrestling, independent wrestling in Ontario, or anything else that comes up. You can also catch every Friday a new episode of The Production Line as I stop by the Tyson Dukes Wrestle Factory and present the future of tomorrow today. On this week's episode, we look back at Ethan's fight event that happened here in London last weekend, the Smash Wrestling calendar, predictions for AEW Fyter Fest, look back at last night's Ring of Honor, Best in the World Night 1, results from Stomping Grounds, and the news from the world of wrestling. We'll be right back after this short message.
It's the news that everyone's been talking about. Chris Jericho's Rockin' Wrestling Rager at Sea Part 2, the second wave, is getting ready to go, along with thousands of the friends of Jericho and me sailing across the ocean to have the best vacation of a lifetime. I want to tell you right now, the hottest wrestling promotion in the world today, All Elite Wrestling, will be there. That's right, some of the greatest rock and roll bands in the world, some of the funniest comedians on the planet, paranormal experiences where you'll be wondering, is this really happening? Well, the answer is yes. It is really happening, and so is Chris Jericho's Rockin' Wrestling Rager at Sea Part 2, second wave. Sign up for all the info for this all-elite vacation now at ChrisJerichoCruise.com. I want you on board Chris Jericho's Rockin' Wrestling Rager at Sea so we can all sail away, man! We'll see you there. Ah, yeah! It's a path to the divine.
I'm Kyle Boone, one handsome SOB, and you're listening to the Scumbags Wrestling Podcast.
Welcome back to this week's show. Normally we'd start off with Smash Wrestling. However, this past Sunday, here in London at Montcalm Secondary School, there was the first ever Ethan's Fight event. We're happy to have tickets for this event and be there to support Ethan, who unfortunately was not able to attend as he was dealing with treatment for his cancer. It was hosted by Jux Kane, who is a local rapper and one of the members of the Wrestling Nerds. I'd like to thank David Sisson for keeping track of all the results and sending them to me for this recording. The card started off with a 15-man battle royal. It featured John Tavius, The Wanderer Wade Allen, Kevin Greenwald, Tyler Arrow, Homeless Brooks, Frank Cold, Ron T. Ridge, the Jungle Boy Mowgli, Jimbo Jones, a Moondog, Tyler Hill, Kyle Brooks, Warhead, Marcus Gold II, and Christopher Clarence. In the end, Tyler Arrow ended up picking up the victory. We saw Jake Jones lose to Kyle Boone. Chris Mitchells and the Pharaoh Cyrus Bowman defeated Jordan James and Alec Realm. Gato Rojo lost to Gabriel Ferreza. Selena Kyle and Crystal Moon lost to Violet Lee in a triple threat women's match that unfortunately was missing Jessie Mack, who had to be pulled from the match due to a concussion. Big Ben Ortmans defeated Brandon Tidwell. White Trash Circus, with Jessie Mack by their side, defeated Warhead and Jeff Black in a no disqualification tag team match that didn't even need that stipulation. They brought out very little as far as using any weapons. Even though they brought a table with them, that was not even used. So the stipulation of no DQ really was a useless one. And in the main event, Cody Deaner defeated Carter Mason. Cody had even promised that he was going to punch Carter in the mouth and have Ethan's sister pin him. And all that did happen before the show ended. It was a really good show, and I'm hoping that they were able to surpass their goal for Ethan's fight. I'd also like to give another shout out to Jux Kane and thank him for shouting out to us twice during the event. We ended up picking up some new members to the group, and that's always welcome. Plus, some of the talent we're looking to us for results and video, which is always awesome, as opposed to me trying to seek out the talent. With Smash Wrestling recording all their June episodes for the Fight Network during the Northern Tournament, there hasn't been any live shows happening for Smash Wrestling, but that'll all change next week when Smash Wrestling returns on July 6th and 7th. On July 6th, Orange is the New Smash, night number 1, at the Franklin Horner Community Center in Toronto. With Sean Spears out, Orange Cassidy is in. The viral sensation has been one of the brightest stars in 2019, and Smash Wrestling is excited that he's announced that he's going to join both shows on the 6th and 7th. On the 6th, Orange Cassidy will take on Psycho Mike Rollins. July 6th will also be the site of the Tag Team Invitational Tournament semifinals. It contains 6 different organizations, and each one is going to be represented on that night. TDT, representing FLQ, will take on the Philly and Marino Experience, representing Wild Zero. The Super Reversos, representing PWA, will take on Killscreen, representing Smash Wrestling. The Renegades, representing Innovative Wrestling, will take on the Untouchables, representing UCW. The winners of these matches will face off in a triple threat match the following night. Rounding out the card on July 6th will be The Muscle, challenging the newly crowned Smash Wrestling champion Kevin Bennett in his first title defense. It all goes down at the Franklin Horner Community Center in Toronto. Doors open at 6 p.m. with bell time at 7. As just mentioned, the very next night, on July 7th, Smash Wrestling returns for Orange is the New Smash night number 2 at the London Music Hall right here in London, Ontario. Doors open at 4 p.m. with bell at 5. Alec Realm and Jordan James will debut as The Revolt, and they'll take on Maritime's Most Wanted, Little Blade, Cody Blade, and Dylan Davis. We'll see a gauntlet match featuring The Muscle, Violet Lee, Jim Strider, Jody Threat, Chris Mitchells, Kyle Boone, Pharaoh Bowman, and Marcus Burke. The finals of the Tag Team Invitational Tournament will happen in a triple threat tag team match, which is becoming a signature of Smash Wrestling. The winners from the 3 matches the night before will be here in London to face off against each other. It's expected that the winner of the tournament will get a tag team title shot against Halal Beefcake at Super Showdown. Smash Wrestling has also announced that regardless of what happens at July 6th event, TDT will be coming to London. And Orange Cassidy will be here in London to take on London's own Cody Deaner. July 7th will also be the dark match in-ring debut of Ethan, Tyson Dukes' son, as we see what he has in front of a large crowd. That's July 7th at the London Music Hall, right here in London, Ontario. Doors open at 4 p.m. Then, on July 13th, Smash Wrestling returns to Dresden at the Ken Houston Memorial Agricultural Center, with doors opening at 5 p.m. We'll see Super K take on Scotty O'Shea, plus a massive 6-man tag team main event with the Pillars, Tarek, Tyson Dukes, and Brent Banks taking on the Kevin Bennett experience of Kevin Bennett and Halal Beefcake. We have a block of VIP tickets available, and if you'd like to join us, please contact me either through the Facebook page or scumbagsofwrestling@gmail.com. Find out how you can be a part of the VIP section of Scumbags and represent us and support the Dresden Junior Kings hockey team. On July 21st, Smash Wrestling returns to Kitchener at the Tannery Event Center for New Kids on the Block. True to the show's name, some new faces will be seen when Smash Wrestling comes back to Kitchener. Brent Banks is set to take on the Smash Wrestling debut of Corey Stone. The unhinged mind of Psycho Mike Rollins is set to take on PWA star Joey Allen. The newly formed duo of Violet Lee and The Muscle, known as Physical Attraction, thanks to the continued accidental advice from Scott Hunter, takes on the pair of ruthless ass-kickers in Jody Threat and Sebastian Suave. Opportunity knocks as Aiden Rain returns to Kitchener to take on the debuting heavyweight Jake Jones. Alec Realm and Jordan James, aka The Revolt, will take on two former Smash Wrestling champions in the Pillars of Tyson Dukes and Tarek. And then the main event for New Kids on the Block sees Kevin Bennett defending his Smash Wrestling Championship against PWA standout Super K. You won't want to miss this card as Smash Wrestling returns to the Tannery Event Center in Kitchener, Ontario on July 21st. Just 1 week later, on July 28th, Smash Wrestling will debut in St. Thomas, Ontario at the Joe Thornton Community Center. Doors open at 4 p.m. with a bell time of 5. It's heavily considered that it is SummerSlam weekend in Toronto. It's actually Smash Week in Toronto, as they're presenting 8 different events happening on 4 different nights, all coming from the Midtown Event Theater in Toronto. Smash Wrestling welcomes OWE, Oriental Wrestling Entertainment, at 4 p.m. on July 7th to the Midtown Event Theater. Then, Smash vs. Progress at 8 p.m. on August 7th. WXW Ambition 11 happens August 8th at 4 p.m., followed by Progress Wrestling at 8 p.m. on August 8th. WXW returns again at 4 p.m. on August 9th, and Super Showdown 7 happens August 9th at 8 p.m. You already know that Tyson Dukes had issued a challenge to Jason Kincaid at the Northern Tournament with how impressed he was with Kincaid in the ring. Now they will go one-on-one against each other. We also saw that Speedball Mike Bailey won the Northern Tournament and will challenge the new champion, Kevin Bennett, for the Smash Wrestling Championship. A rematch from the Canusa Classic this year will see Jordan Grace taking on Lufisto. Anthony Kingdom James has demanded a new, more aggressive and violent side of Sebastian Suave. Meanwhile, Rosemary has been looking to avenge the loss she took 2 years ago that drove her out of Smash Wrestling for a while. Both have an appetite for destruction, so what better stage than Super Showdown as Sebastian Suave takes on Rosemary. And new this week, a huge grudge match has been signed as Blade returns to Super Showdown 7 to face the